Hello, it's Ryan Tierney from Lean Made Simple, and today I've got away from Spare Metal for one day and I'm on the road visiting a company called Taranto Concrete. Taranto are an amazing lean organisation. I was here 6 months ago and now I'm back today to see the transformation that they've made in their company and see if I can take some ideas back to Spare Metal. This is just a lean masterclass, it really is. This is what they used to call the graveyard, so there's no fumbling around looking for anything. So this is the first thing you see when you come into Taranto Concrete, and you can see straight away the amount of space they have freed up, because the last time I was here this was all full of shipping containers, full of stock, full of inventory, full of paperwork that had been lying around for years. So we're literally only in the gate like a few minutes and already this building isn't needed, this building isn't needed, all these buildings aren't needed, this container isn't needed. There's just so much space here, it's crazy. And now you can see it's all clean, it's the space is all freed up, and the first thing that you're faced with is this health and safety sign. I really like this and these safety barriers, because if I can remember right, the last time there was like a turnstile here where you had to go through a turnstile to go into work. So now they've taken all that away, and it's a really nice entrance as you're entering the factory. So now it's this nice simple clock-in system. They've put a little shelter over here so people are dry when they're clocking in, and it's a much better entrance and a much better way to start your day. I actually really like this big yellow wall right behind me. They're bringing their brand colours into their factory and into their surroundings. And they actually got their own guys to paint this. They made a decision that they would bring no outside people in to improve their factory and improve their environment. All the improvements I've done in the last 6 months since I've been here have been done by the guys that actually work here. So I really like the signage they have around their entire factory. So this is something they've created themselves. Their 6 lean principles, which I really like. They've got their improvement tracker over here. They've got a big lean team sign. So you can't go 10 steps in this factory without being faced with a lean sign or some lean terminology. It's really incredible. So I really like this 2-bin system they have for their mortar, for their cement, for their grout. So once they use this pallet, they trigger the Kanban card before they break into the second pallet. So it's a nice simple system, which means they never run out of these really core important products. So you have to bear in mind that they're making concrete products here, which is typically very dirty, very messy, but they've challenged the normal thinking and they've said, we're not going to be like that. We're going to be clean, we're going to be organized, we're going to 3S every day, and we're going to maintain a really high standard in our factory. So you can see here as well, they're using Gembadocs to make it really clear what PPE that people need to use in this particular building. Okay, so I'm with Paul in the barrels and wedges department, and the last time I was here, this department was like 600 meters that way and like an old container, and now they've moved it to exactly where they need it in the plant. What do you actually make here or do here?
We clean these barrels and wedges that we put in the pre-stressing beds, come back dirty, so they have to be degreased in the degreaser, and then inspected and the inner part of it cleaned with this drill.
Okay.
The guys that use these bits are way down the yard, so to get them changed over, they come all the way up, get them changed and then go all the way back. So yeah, you've got us thinking what they would do with this wee spot and what they would do with this shed. So yeah.
So what was this like before, Paul?
This was a bit all over the place, so it was.
Yeah.
I had to travel maybe 100 meters down there or 100 meters that direction. But now I've got everything all compact and don't have to move too far. Don't have to move too far at all.
And you've set all this up yourself? Done all these
all up myself, yes. All in organised from your smallest to your biggest barrels. Over here we change. You got your 13 mils, 10s, all in order.
Yeah.
So pretty much idiot-proofed, if you want to say it. But no.
And it makes your job easier then,
doesn't it? Makes my job a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
Makes my job a whole lot easier. I had everything in a toolbox and it was just a nightmare to find a tool.
Yeah.
So this here is just so much easier. Much easier. You know, if something goes missing, you can see it's gone missing.
Yeah.
You know.
And how much time did it take you to, for example, do this fill station?
This must have took me only half an hour.
Half an hour?
Half an hour, and I have saved, I don't know how much time looking for tools. It's all here. It's all here.
So you invest a one-off 30 minutes and then you benefit every day.
Yeah, benefit every single day.
So before, Paul had to go and grab a forklift to transport his materials around the factory, but then he designed this trolley. Look how simple it is compared to a 40,000 pound forklift. Yeah, so this one trolley saved 20 minutes per day.
20 minutes a day, and at the end of the month, it's a whole day. So it's a whole day of just you know, looking for something.
You wonder why everybody doesn't do this, don't you?
You do wonder, don't you?
So I really like this one-way system that they have here around the yard. So all the trucks and all the forklifts go around the yard on a one-way system, which is much safer and better for flow. So talking about flow, this door was put in since the last time we were here. Now the material goes in this side and out the other side of the building. So again, really good flow around the building. So I really like this improvement. They've done this magnetic board to hold all their magnets. They're all labelled across the top. Nice visual sign up here. So there's no fumbling around looking for anything. It's exactly here where you need it. So you really have to remember, this is a concrete factory. This place should be a mess, but it's not. And it's so organised. They've got all their supplies that they need. Everything's labelled, everything's visual. And I really like how they make all their improvements out of this wood. They use this wood in their product, and they're using this wood to make all of their improvements. It's used for sign holders, it's used for tool holders. They're really using what they have to make their improvements. So I really like this improvement where they've labelled each workstation in this factory. So there's 24 different workstations. So when they're scheduling their production in the morning, they can assign certain jobs to certain areas. So there's total clarity and no running around wondering which workstation to build a certain product. There's some really high level lean thinking here. Look at these improvements. They've got all the place for all their screwdrivers, a place for the spanners, even the nail bars have a place, the sanding pads, the nail guns, all the tools are standardized. They're using all DeWalt tools where possible. The battery chargers are here, the spare batteries are here, the drill bits have a place. They've even got a sign up here which is green number 2. So every single area of this factory is color coded and it's got a number so they can assign total ownership to one person for this area. So this wood shop is going to be a treat for your eyes. This is unbelievable, and this is Chris's wood shop. I was here 6 months ago and I met Chris, and Chris's passion for lean is just through the roof. So let's have a look and see what Chris has been working on since we were here the last time. Look at the level of detail. The tape measure has a place, the saw has a place. Look where the computer screen is right on the gemba, not in an office. Look at all the detail in the tools. The squares, the hammer, the screws, the drill bits. This is just a lean masterclass. It really is. Everything has its place. They're using their own material to make their improvements. Like this is just, I'm actually lost for words. Chris is one of the most enthusiastic lean thinkers I've ever met. So Chris, this is just incredible. How did you do this?
I done it from, it's a lot of inspiration from loads of different people. Like, I was really inspired when I seen your place, just the way you had everything sitting out, and from then, snowballed and watching YouTube videos just kept snowballing. Yeah. I watched at least 3 per day.
So and you improve every day?
I try. You try, and some days, like, improvements are bigger than the time what you would need to do. Yeah. So what I can do is you either do a wee bit of each of them, or else there's days you try and make up, what I do when I'm working, try and make up time to do a bigger improvement. Like there's loads and loads, like there's thousands of things left to do, but I just want to keep going and going.
Chris, how many improvements do you think you've made in this one workshop?
There's probably hundreds without even, like, if you call even putting a sticker on as improvement, which it is.
Yeah.
Every wee thing you do is improvement. People think it's a big thing where you can visually see it, but most of the thing is just even making a box, putting the shelf up, do any wee thing at all, drawing around a brush, anything at all makes an improvement. Like, and as you're working, your mind should be always thinking about, how can I improve what I'm doing here?
Yeah. So anything that makes your life better is an improvement.
Say I try and invent things. It's a wee thing here. I came up for a wee stop block. So we just turn that. It's just a wee 3D printed knob and a wee bolt, and that holds that. So if I'm doing a load of cuts, It's there, so simple. Before sticking a nail in or screwing, and then every time you come back over, oh, I have to go and get a screwdriver, take that back out again. Now I've just got this wee block. This is now my little cave of things.
Oh,
so
this is cool.
I've got my wee thing, so I can come in, have all, like before I couldn't even move. I could get to here and that was it. Now I have everything. I come in, I want to read a book. There's your book and Brian's book.
Very good.
I've only read, in the past 40 years, I've read 3 books.
Shout out to Brian Myers.
Brian, great. Love you, Brian. Most of the time, YouTube. I put YouTube up and I spend in it. Anytime I have any breaks, I sit and watch.
Okay, so we've just had a walk around this building behind us. So Stacey, do you want to explain what this actually is?
Yeah, so what this building is an extension of office space.
Yeah.
So in this top stairs, upstairs bit, there are 3 quite large desktop, big screens, big desks. One of them is for Justin, who's just come out there, who spends about 20% of his day at it. The other is for Patricia, who again only spends 3/4 of her day, or she spends 3/4 of her day out here. The other one's not used at all. And downstairs, to be perfectly frank, is a couple of printers and a bit of laminating. So really no reason why any of that can't go.
When you think about value and non-value, this is all non-value.
It is.
There's nothing productive happening.
About 2 meters of desk space in that whole building is probably all it's used.
Yeah, so I would just take it all away. So the last time I was here 6 months ago, they had a huge container on top of this container for an office, and I kind of challenged them and said, well, the office is non-value. When there's somebody sitting in the office, we're not making concrete products. So they took on the advice and they got rid of this whole top row, and now their plan is to get rid of this as well. And they've actually made a small office space inside the factory instead of this huge big container. Since the last time I was here, they've invested loads of time and effort on visual management. So you can see the reinforcement set down area. They've got the Taranto 8 wastes of lean again. So another really good thing is the visual on the walkway. So they're actually using their own product, these big concrete blocks, painting them yellow and creating walkways out of their own product. So the last time I was here, they were renting a forklift for £1,000 a week. So they decided to invest in this one, and they're going to have it paid back in less than a year. Something I'm noticing here as I walk around is what I always think about the 3 Ps. You improve the people improve the process, and the process improves the product. So you can see the finish on this product. Like, this is going to be buried underground. This is all going to be covered. But they don't think like that. They're thinking about precision all the time. But it all starts with developing the people. The people improve the processes, and the process, you know, creates outputs that have really, really high quality. So I really love this improvement, and they've done this since the last time I was here. So this is all the different types of finish for their product. So if we start down here, this is their standard finish. They call this a type B finish. This is a type C finish, which is a better, smoother finish. And this is the replicable finish. So this is a world-class finish. Look at the attention to detail in this finish. For precast concrete, this is absolutely immaculate. So there's a really big point I want to make here. And in the past, they were actually over-processing. They were making the quality too good for the customer. They were giving the customer more quality than they needed. For example, they may have been putting a type C finish on a type B class product, but now they're making the quality to the specification of the customer.
You call this here our graveyard, Ryan. So is any of our defective products or anything that we've made too much of?
Your defected parts are like, I don't know how far away we are from the office, maybe like 500 or 600 meters.
Yeah.
So it's all forgot about, and nobody's talking about this.
Yeah,
and because you have so much space, it's just kind of like, throw it down the back, we'll worry about it later.
Yeah.
But if you didn't have the space, if you literally half the size of your yard, then you've nowhere to put the defective stuff.
Yeah.
And then you start to question, why was it defective? Can we improve the process? So this space right around me, this is what they used to call the graveyard. This is where they hid all their defects, where all the clutter, where all the rubbish went, and they've cleared this whole thing out and created 88,000 square feet of free space. So although they don't like making defects, when they do make a defect, they crush all this concrete up, they sell it, and they use the money to fund their lean project. So this is where they cut all the rebar, and they used to have to use overhead cranes to load this But now they've done this really cool system with the trolley. So the trolley actually moves in to allow them to access the different type of rebar at the back. So now it's really easy to just move 5 or 6 ton of metal with a simple push. So straight away I'm just again questioning, what is all this stuff?
So this is all equipment that's been accumulated over the years, and it's a bit of a graveyard or holding bay for old equipment.
Yeah.
That's been bought for either one-off projects or they don't need it now, or not being used now. So probably don't even remember what's in half the stuff here. We'll probably need to go through it and give it a good sort to see what's needed and what's not.
This is just rubbish that has accumulated. So I'm working here 20 years and this has been here for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, I think there's massive action needed here. Like if I was you, I would get like 10 skips and I would fill them full of all the scrap, and then use the money to fuel your lean journey. Put that money into improvements.
That's a good idea.
You know, put it into training, put it into offsetting the cost of improvement time.
Yeah.
So you're actually paying for your lean journey.
Yeah, no,
you know, it doesn't cost you anything because it's all sitting here anyway. Okay, Noel, so the last time we were here, this was kind of like a dumping ground, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
But you've turned it into something amazing.
Yeah, so for I don't know how many years, this place was just full of things that have been collected over the years. So there's been old equipment, old rubble, lots of steel. So we cleared it all out. And with 2 options, we can close it and forget about it, or we use this opportunity to use it as a training session, a training area, and also an area where we can test our new products.
Yeah.
So this is one of our new products that was coming out of a slip former. And usually we'd have to go to site and find somewhere where we're working at to test it.
Yeah.
But we've got this area here. We can use it, we can test it, test all the new bits and pieces in it, and then we can also train our guys how to use it.
Yes.
And if there's any new people come on board that need to train on how to use a rig, they can come here and do it on site.
Correct.
So there's an on-site training and testing area, so it's absolutely fantastic now.
Yeah, so something that was so wasteful is now something that's so valuable. This space is so valuable now.
Yeah, we're turning an area that we were ashamed of to an area that we're really proud of. Do you know what I mean? So this is going to be a centre where not only products and people are trained and tested, and we can show customers off as well, so fantastic.
So John, we've just finished our tour of Taranto. It's absolutely incredible what you're doing here.
Thank you.
How did this whole journey start? Or
Lean probably started about 5 years ago for us, but as a project it kind of died. As soon as it started, it was nearly over. COVID didn't help, but it never really got going because it never took root. Some of the things we were struggling with there and then, whether it be communication, whether it be with client relationships, quality control, we thought Lean really is the platform that we can use. Lean's the platform that we can use to educate, to communicate, to talk to one another and to make these linear improvements. And it's just kind of taken off from there.
like the engagement here is just through the roof. How did you create that?
One of the most important things is speaking to people where they are, not just trying to force Lean in a managerial sense with managerial speak down the throat, actually meeting people where they are and explaining what it is we want from them, what it is we want to change. All I really want anybody to do is turn up on time, leave on time, and while you're here, do your best. And then let's try and build an environment around you that makes you as efficient and happy as you can be in your work.
So I just finished my tour here at Taranto. I was here 6 months ago and I'm back again today, and the change in those 6 months has been nothing short of incredible. It really has. It's a real credit to the team here at Taranto. What they've achieved in such a short space of time is really, really impressive. So I would highly recommend, if you're on your lean journey or thinking about starting lean, come to Taranto and Tandragee in Northern Ireland, yet another company helping in an effort to make Ireland the next Japan.